Oh, I ain't got my drink in my hand.
I gotta find this live.
Yeah. Let's get this one.
Ended the live.
All right, I'm sorry. We back, y'all. Let's see if I can get Brianna on, like, straight out the gate. Boom. Nah, I don't say add by your name. That means your phone is not up to date or your app is not up to date. But yeah, we still live. Brianna, if you with it, please hit my inbox or hit Tracia's inbox. Either one of us, it don't matter.
I'm more accessible right now.
Yeah, if you want to do a PolyTalk with us or you want to do, like, you know, telling my story, we could do that, you know? We can schedule one, so yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm here. We know that Facebook is dumb and we don't know how to get you here. What else?
Yeah, we just had some technical difficulties in the last live. I don't know what happened. Phone tripped out.
Before we continue with our questions, Valadia asked prior to it ending, she said, I asked questions, people be lying, and then she said, have y'all already discussed couples dating other couples?
Mm-mm.
That's so.
Okay, what is your question specific to that?
Yeah, because just discussing it, like, they do it. It's happened, it's possible.
That is a little bit related to the next question I had on the list, which was, how do we know, like, when navigating through poly, how do we know what we want? How do we know that if we are okay with being a couple, with a couple? How do you know that we're okay with being solo poly? Like, I want to be in a triad. What gives you the information to make those decisions? And how also do you know that you are specifically equipped and successfully equipped for that?
For me, I mean, the best way is through experience. How can you say you don't want something if you never experienced it? Unless you just, like, dead set adamant that what you want, that is it. You're not open to anything else. And in that, you still got to keep in mind that you can't be complaining that you haven't found what you want because you got certain standards that you don't want to deviate from, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's all right. Like I said, in the beginning, my ideal relationship was a close triad. But after experiencing things and learning different people and different ways poly work, I'm open to so much more now. So I think when you experience certain things, your views and perspectives can change.
Yeah.
Or it can solidify the reason why you have that, nope, this is what I want, and I was right the whole time.
Yeah.
So, you know, double-edged sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think with my experiences, my poly changes.
Mm-hmm.
You gave an answer, babe?
Yeah.
What's the question?
The question was, how do you know whether or not that, like, you're the person that is fit to join a couple? How do you know whether or not, like, you want to be solo poly? Like, how do you make those determinations?
Unfortunately, and I only say unfortunately because you personally, you don't know until you know. So experiences, like, there's a couple things that I've said that I wanted in poly, and then we got there, and I was like, it's a hard wall. It's a hard one. But, you know, through proper communication, and at least you as a woman, I've been able to get through that. But definitely going through it has made me know, like, maybe not even like going through it made me realize I can't do this. Maybe going through it made me realize there's other things that there's no reason for me even divulging into that if I can't get through this.
Yeah. I agree, baby. I agree, definitely. It says a little request button right here. Let me see if I hit that. Oh, we're going to bring her on. Let's see. Can't bring her on the camera. She needs to download the latest version
like
of the Facebook
this
app.
close every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
So, I got another question.
Wait, so listen, I got a question, like, as far as couples dating couples, just to branch off what she asked. You guys are a couple in an instance.
Yeah.
How do you deal with someone who broke her heart, or how would you deal with someone who may have broke yours? Like, how do you console each other? Is it like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you figure it out on your own because that's what you choose to deal with, or are you gonna be supportive? What if you had a friendship with her partner? Do you still maintain that friendship? And vice versa.
That's a few questions now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's a couple dating a couple. Like, how does that work if one partner in that couple doesn't work out? Is now the whole couple just decoupled?
I think it'll also. I think
Or
it
do you
depends
salvage?
It depends on the dynamic. Like it depends on. So, example, that's not going to happen in like a style of dating that's probably not more kitchen table like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If the couple is dating a couple, is it all kitchen table? Are the femmes dating each other? Are the studs dating each other? Is it all femmes? Like, what's the dynamic look like in the first place to try to like dissect the question like that? You know, so I think if it's kitchen table poly, one of the words that defines kitchen table poly is family. And because my cousin ain't speaking to my other cousin ain't got nothing to do with my auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still gonna speak to my auntie, and I'm still gonna speak to that cousin too, because y'all beefing. Like, don't put me in that. You know what I'm saying? If we decide to form a family and unionship, especially if we got kids, you know what I'm saying? Then whatever I got going on with this person shouldn't affect that relationship. But as far as breaking my heart or just hurting my feelings generally,
feelings hurt.
I go where I feel safe when my emotions are hurt and my feelings are hurt. And I feel safe with my woman. So I would expect her to support me. And I would do the same exact thing for her. You know?
You see it? First of all, the first time it popped me in my forehead.
Yes.
What? Something's going on with this ice.
It is
It squirted up. It was like a smoke. Man, if I die, we know why.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
The dog just jumped on up there.
I have to watch the playback because it's just.
So much. Yeah, on my the first one hit my forehead. I was like, no, it's on. All right, I'm
I'm
gonna wipe it
like,
on my
yeah.
forehead.
A little moist.
Yeah, because I'm like, I know I didn't see that. Then I seen it again. I'm like,
Nah, I ain't bugging.
So, let me ask me your question for the last one. Yeah. Oh, it says, I think it depends on. Oh, no, well, catch yourself because I think I'm reading old comments.
You are. Rachel, this says, great question. Miss Valedia says, I think it depends on the dynamic. For a couple to couple. Rachel, this is great questions. Valedia says, it's hard when one relationship isn't as solid as the other.
Yeah, I think it depends on who you're dealing with. You know, some people are able to go from kitchen table to separate easily.
okay.
Like, if this is not working, we're just going to separate and break off, and that's fine.
There we go.
And that be working between people. I've seen people, like, get into relationships, and it's all together, and it starts off that way, and then ends being separate.
Okay.
It ends like a V instead of like a triangle type of way.
Or an N.
But I think generally, like I said, most people are flawed, so it is a mess most of the time.
Yeah, she said hashtag mess. No, definitely.
All right, no more comments?
No.
We got a last question up here. People keep asking, how do you maintain multiple relationships? Like, how do you make sure none of your partners are feeling dissatisfied? And how do you make sure you're spreading your time amongst everyone in a fair way to where they're feeling satisfied?
Ensuring comprehension. Being able to understand and digest what's being communicated. Because we could talk till we blue in the face. That doesn't mean we each individually understood the needs, the wants, the desires, the problems that somebody got. So for me, I love communicating. But I can only communicate in a sense of effectiveness. We're going to communicate what the situation is. So present your problem. We're going to come up with a solution, or two, or three, and then we execute. After that, we should not have that problem again. Now, if we do have that problem again, we can figure out, okay, well, what happened as to why we're revisiting this.
What changed?
And now if we have this problem again, then either I'm the problem or you the problem. The reason why we can't move forward from this problem that keeps coming up.
Yes.
So once we all have that established, everything should work effortlessly. As long as we're all open, we give in a little because it's a give and take. Everyone's not going to be 100% happy all the time. So every partner, for me, has to have a sense of independency. you got to understand that sometimes one of us may be at work. So you have the other two to keep each other company.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm going to feel left out, and I wouldn't put restrictions on anyone. So I think as long as, everybody has a comprehension of what's being communicated and understanding, it can be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, you?
Yes. I feel maintaining multiple relationships is possible through communication and understanding and acceptance. And not acceptance of accepting that person, acceptance of that person accepting themselves. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, you and me are dating, you like flowers. You regularly want flowers every Friday, so you put on the mantle. Mm-hmm. You don't like flowers. But you also just don't like gifts. Your love language is a little more like, I don't know, maybe massage or something. But you see me giving her gifts, now you're jealous. I don't know how to handle that. Mm-hmm. Like, you're asking me to give you something that you don't even want. You just want it because you see someone else getting it, as if I'm not giving you what you need. Yeah. So giving every partner what they need is how I handle that relationship. Because even if our relationship is platonic, you shouldn't be worried about how many times I'm having sex with her. You should be worrying about our relationship. I gossip with this one. I shop with this one. Yeah. Every relationship is different, and that's how it's to be handled. As that relationship for what it is.
Yeah, I wish I could take that voice clip of everything you just said and pin it to the post. I had posted a post that says equality versus equity. And it was people standing on like crates so they could see over this gate. And for equality, everyone had the same size crate, but everybody was different heights. So it didn't matter because some people still couldn't see over the gate because everyone was given the same crate. And that was considered equality because everyone did get the same thing. But equity, and that's what I feel like you really have to practice in polyamory, equity is giving this person a 6-foot crate because he's only 1 foot tall, giving this person a 3-foot crate so he can see over the gate, and this person doesn't need a crate because he can already see. Yeah. So that's equality versus equity, and it's very important that we're practicing equity in polyamory because everyone doesn't have the same exact needs. You cannot just, I'm going to give this to her, and everyone should be satisfied because I'm giving the same parts of me to everyone when people require different things.
Yeah. And that, in a sense, comes from experience, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you need if you've never needed it or been presented in that type of situation.
Yeah.
So, be independent and secure, self-confidence, of course, because poly isn't for the weak. It's always going to be something you mad at. Yeah. Why you get her a towel when she get out the shower, but I had to have my own towel that was on a hook in the bathroom? Because your towel was on a hook in the bathroom and she ain't had one.
Same.
You know what I mean?
I was doing something you was doing. Come on.
Yeah. Definitely.
Why she get her plate first? Because she sat down at the table first.
Why I gotta get that arm?
I like the left side.
That got the little meat I like to touch. Just gonna let her have it?
It be petty stuff.
Yeah. You're right. I wanted to, point out that one thing I keep seeing as an answer to this question, maintaining multiple relationships, is communication. And I guess I maybe talking from personal experience is, and Trey, you could back me up on this. I feel like generally I'm a great communicator. Like, I talk well, I can present and get my point across fairly well. And I'm an emotional person. I'm in touch with my emotions. I think I'm a great communicator when we're talking about relationship-wise. And I realize as much as I feel that way, and I've been open and honest and upfront with conversation about certain things, that necessarily hasn't been the way to maintain multiple relationships. Communication hasn't always been successful in maintaining relationships, even when I feel like I've delivered that very properly. I think compatibility between all your partners and compatibility as a whole. Right, because even if your partners are just metamorphs and they don't really interact with each other like that, they don't even they don't even know each other. Y'all still have to be on one common ground as a whole to operate. Period.
Yeah. Because both are dependent on one person to meet two people needs.
Yeah. I see some comments.
So we got to go to the comments. Brianna Hopkins is definitely communication. Miss Valeria says if everyone is open and honest about their needs, it's gold. Miss Valeria says yes, say that shit. Brianna Hopkins says know your partner's love languages. And then Valeria says that part. And then Valeria again goes and know yours. I hate when people only want something because the other person is receiving it. That's very true. You know my love language, words of affirmation, but yours is, but I'm still not meeting it. You don't want to tell me or at least figure it out for yourself because at the end of the day, you have to live with you, not me. You know, if you let me know what you need, I can be able to supply that for you. And then if I'm not supplying exactly what you need, then other conversations need to be had. But it's like a losing battle. You're not telling me what you want, but you want me to give it to you. No, that's not realistic.
Yeah, definitely. Also, when it comes to them love language things, I realize talking about love languages and telling everybody go research your love language and go off that is dangerous.
It is.
That is dangerous.
Not that alone, right?
Because people have taken that as a guide to how to love this specific person,
and that's not always accurate.
And it's not just the love language you need to know. My love language is words of affirmation. You know what I'm saying? But you just telling me things every day ain't only gonna cut it. When you take the little words with the little what's your love language test, the first thing it says is like the percentages. Your percentage for physical touch is this much. Words of affirmation is this much. You know, gifting is this much. And we never take those other small percentages into
because what if I got a bad day and I need a cuddle? I don't need you to talk.
I don't need you to talk.
I don't need you to give me affirmation. I just need you to hold me, and that's that.
Yeah.
So now my love language changed to physical touch.
And that's
so now do you get rid of the words of affirmation?
I think it's a great guide to understanding how to, connect with people and seeing if that is the way to like go and that gets you better results. But it is not the guide, the end all be all. Learn my love languages and will work. Because at the end of the day, it's like 5 of them between a billion people on the planet, billions of people on the planet. That don't work that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I always go back. I like getting to know people organically.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. And we'll go from there.
Well, Miss Harris says she's enjoying the dialogue. # Black Lesbian Thruple. That's what dead. Yeah, I was just looking at. That's what I was showing her. That's what I was showing her.
I'm dead.
I mean,
anybody want to address that?
Anybody else? Y'all address it. Right. So I know y'all seen it. It's mad comments. Like nobody's on the thing.
Like nobody commented.
Fine. Fuck it. We're doing it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Oh, no. I'm bad. Yeah, this says that's true, baby. It's important to mesh well. Valeria says we all give and show love differently as well. Also true. Whether your love language is words of affirmation, I'm not gonna say I don't know how to give that, but maybe my way of saying words of affirmation is, baby, you a superstar.
Right.
Every day. I mean, that's something. Right. That's me trying. Like, you have to give me a credit.
Right, man. Like, man, fuck it up today. You walking out, fuck it up, babe.
That's my way of giving you what you have.
Meanwhile, I could really be like, you are the most beautiful being that graced the earth today.
You saying you get me tight.
But wait, I have to be like, don't calm all that down. You're doing a bit much.
Like, even though that's my love language, I'll be like, all right, you're doing a lot now.
It's all right. You got it. So.
I feel like you lying at this point.
Right. I'm going hard. It's mine. Like, come on. Calm down.
She Googled a quote today.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's not. Say we did.
Felicia says, I'm here. What's up? Well.
No, I'm waiting for the members, but we're going to figure it out. Or I'm going to make a whole post.
Yeah, I'm trying to let the members comment. We I don't really have no more questions listed on my list, guys. So if you have any questions, we are open to them. Before we wrap this live up, I'm going to put a bunch of questions up there. We'll answer them. Nobody gonna tell Felicia.
So wait, guys, be in a relationship? Like...
It's the black lesbian throat.
Hey, Black Lives Matter, and then Black Love. Wait, Black Love.
Black love matter.
Black poly lesbian lives matter.
Like lesbian lives matter.
Poly lesbian lives matter.
Black poly lesbian lives matter.
T-shirt idea.
Ooh.
Wait, are we starting a whole Go Vote program campaign?
Yeah.
Why'd you get the light on? Because you didn't.
Poly is trending. Lesbians is trending.
And we need
might
niggas
as well
to go
be a
vote.
poly lesbian voter. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great year, guys. It's side note. If you don't have any questions, it's gonna be a great fucking year.
You
Yeah,
go to
we
the
got
words of affirmation when all I needed was a hug.
So
I just needed a high five.
Allie.
Oh, I do have another question on the list we didn't answer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boom. Switching back and forth between poly and mono.
Oh, because you made the questions different. You
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah, but I was saying as in like not simultaneously, like being in a poly relationship and then like the next relationship is mono and being in a poly relationship and then being in a mono relationship. Like, is that possible like for you? Like, I know it's possible out in the world, people do it, turn their poly on and off when they feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I know we all said generally like we really wouldn't be with a monogamous person, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I want to talk about, switching back and forth between being poly and mono.
That might be based on what I can't even say, based on what that individual need. People needs change. Maybe somebody may be so tainted from poly that they like, I just want to go back to one person and be monogamous. And then they realize that they're cheating or they're not fulfilled being monogamous. Mm-hmm. So let me go back to what was comfortable. Mm-hmm. And then they may struggle with that. But just to go back and forth because that's just what I do and that's what I want, no. Mm-mm.
No. Not the game. I can't say no. I'm gonna say it this way. I'm not gonna say no because let's say let's say the roles was reversed and me and Yazz in a relationship, we was poly. And then now we're not in a relationship. And for some reason I meet you. But let's say you're monogamous. Man, I wanted all of this. I might be mono for a couple months, but I might end up breaking up with you because I want to talk to somebody. So I mean, I would at least tell you that I'm poly. I would try to explain to you what I want because sometimes it's just about, I guess, connections. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So okay, you don't want me to sexually be with anybody that way. I might be able to be okay with that as long as I can have my connections, have my friends, have my poly people, still be in my community. But after a while, it probably would get taxing, and I probably would be like, okay, so are you gonna let me be poly, and you be mono? Because that might work. Even though I think that's hard. I don't know if I want to be with a monogamous person that lets me be poly.
Yeah.
Because what are they doing while I'm being poly?
Yeah.
I don't got time.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Yeah, I be thinking about it too much.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Yeah. Especially with how, like, generally most of monogamous people mindsets are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that they view what I'm doing as something it's not.
It's just a go. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think if I was to ever be monogamous or ever deal with a mono person in any capacity, it would have to be on that switching back and forth between mono and being poly. Mono for this relationship, poly for this relationship. I think I can do that, but the problem is monogamous people are not looking for temporary people. Mm-hmm. And I'd only be okay with being monogamous temporarily to a person. So I can definitely offer a person to that. I just would have to find the right monogamous person that is okay with knowing that long lasting, like, no, I'm going to be poly. Mm-hmm. I'm going to revert back to this because this is my nature. This is where it's home.
Right.
But I could come, on a vacation and visit, see what this life is like a little bit. But I'm going to leave it. And now monogamous people want to settle down mostly. They don't want you, like I'm only here temporarily.
All right. To interject into that, Valadia says it sounds similar to how being bi is viewed in our community.
Yeah.
Going back and forth. Like, are you back and forth? It's just not frowned upon as much because if I'm with dating you and we're poly, and then I got with her and been mono, you're not like, oh, well, now you're monogamous.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what you're going to say to me.
Yeah.
That's why you only got one woman. Like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? But I do believe that it's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think monopoly relationships are viewed negatively within the polyamorous community.
No, not polyamorous, no.
As far as we're concerned, you got it.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do it.
Yep.
But we applaud you
Yep.
and accept you into the community and your woman as an ally. Because she has to love us if she loves you.
Or what would you do if you meet someone who's poly and you provide everything they need and now they're no longer interested in poly? So you didn't meet them monogamously. You've met them being poly.
Yeah.
But you fulfilled everything on their standards checklist. And now they're mono.
Okay. Answer that too, y'all. What she just asked. Posing that to the group.
Yeah, that's a good
Posing that to the
question.
group. It's a really good question. It's who wants to stab at it first.
Because that's tough.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
Unfortunately,
That is my problem in life.
that's what
I was just thinking. I was like, click.
Oh yeah,
that's my problem.
We had that talk.
That's my problem. Like I keep running into women who identify themselves as poly, and then when they meet, even this is dating separate and dating together. I think this issue like lies in both dynamics and how we date. We meet a woman, or I meet a woman, and all the check boxes. We checking off all their check boxes, everything good, and then they start getting so mono on us.
Like it's just the two of us.
Like
Or just you guys.
y'all everything. So that's it. That's what
I'm
it is.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I need to hone y'all in and protect y'all so nobody else can have y'all this way. Make sure I solidify my spot. And so I don't want you really dealing with too many people in our honeymoon phase. And what's crazy is I always give a woman a honeymoon phase. But it's the fact that you sweating me to give it to you that makes me kind of like...
Yeah.
Now
Like
yeah.
now,
Now I
is
feel
this
like I'm missing
gonna
out
go
on
past
something.
the honeymoon phase?
Yeah.
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 We have comments.
Do you think people do that just as a foot in? Because they know you poly, so let me front on my poly
Yep.
to get in, lock you in, and bam.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think it's a front in their mind. I think they commit to something that the expectations are too high for them to even exceed that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have the qualifications to do that in the first place. But if you could apply for that job and it's open for you to apply for it, you're going to.
You gonna apply, right?
You know?
Take a stab at it.
Yeah.
Alright. I know I'm gonna do this wrong, and I feel like I know it's backwards. But in the Newgate, it was taxing. I had a horrible experience with a potentially monogamous woman who used poly or realized she was poly only to deal with other women. Utilized it as an excuse. It turned me off to mono women. So wait, she was monogamous, but she said she was poly to deal with other women. She put the snooky.
And deal with other women on what level? On just a sexual level?
900 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of a monogamous
Yeah,
person.
it's at least sexual first, and then if things happen, like, oh, she can be my best friend.
Yeah.
But she can't be my woman, my
My
wife.
woman.
Yeah.
I don't want the commitment.
Miss Allie says, question: do you think some people are poly because they can't be faithful at all? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think anything that you can turn the word, be like, like any way you try to flip it, people will use that loophole into our lifestyle, definitely.
And I also think that monogamy and committing yourself to one person for a lifetime is a social structure.
Yeah.
That is not
told
the
you to
way.
do it.
That is not the right way. It is the way that's taught commonly. So it's a social structure. We don't necessarily have to abide by that way and feel like doing something out of that box is quote unquote wrong. But society has deemed us to feel that way.
Miss Valadia says your ex mono will probably respond that way if you left them to be poly. Dana Gill says it's so hard finding a true poly woman in my area. it's so hard finding a true poly woman in any area.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you live in a, for some reason, lesbian neighborhood and then a poly lesbian neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to go to Oregon.
Yeah.
Like,
They got a lot of poly communities out there.
it was hard finding women.
Utah.
But that community
Well, that's
is different.
different poly.
It
That's a
is.
different poly. That's a
Different.
whole different poly.
Yeah, that is not the same thing.
I'm sure it got to be lesbians there that don't want to be bothered with
I
men.
don't think there are.
In those
I think they're
communities,
everywhere.
In
though,
those
they hold,
communities.
But they got
hold-
5.
Yeah. But even if
Because
they're
it'd be
not allowed to
one
be
man
public-
with like 25 women.
Yeah, and
You're
you know-
not telling me all 25 are
But
straight.
all of those community, not all of them, but a lot of those communities, like culture and religion run heavy.
Yeah, it
so the
does.
women aren't even allowed
they-
to interact with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
If they wanted to interact,
Even
with
if
you, or
they
think
wanted
they
to,
were
yeah.
lesbian.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
DJ, you finally got off work, or are you just in lunch break? I completely agree. P and I have had that issue. The insecurities of me not showing up for all partners solely because of how much I show up for my nesting partner. I have full capacity.
You know what's crazy? I've been opposite. You know, I feel like well, this is me putting a lot on display by myself, but
Well, let's
I mean, I've been doing that the whole time I've been on this page. I ain't gonna
You
stop.
have.
I feel like when I'm dating separate from other women, especially in the honeymoon phase, I take a lot from Trisha. Like, I take a lot. I shift my entire energy on this new women and like vetting and scouting and seeing if let me see if this burst of short time effort and energy will be worth it long term.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads me to take a lot away from our normals, our day to day. You know what I'm saying? We go from spending all day together to where I'm probably chilling with her for a day or two. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the phone for 5-6 hours. You know what I'm saying?
But do you see that as problematic because you giving so much in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and now you don't set the standard up here,
Mm-hmm.
and she may expect this all the time now.
So in my mind, right? So do I see this problematic? Short answer, yes. Now, but in my mind, like during these times where I was practicing that way, you are supposed to allow a woman to see exactly who you are in totality and who you can be to them in totality. When in the very early stages, and giving you parts of me, even if I'm in a full relationship, is never going to show you the full me, especially in reasonable time. You know, so I think that's why I give that shift of energy, and I also think that we spoke about it in our relationship, and Tracia's very accommodating and understanding. She'd be like, I know it's the honeymoon phase, you have that, you know what I'm saying? So she'll give me that, and when it's time to cool down that honeymoon phase and come to a period of normalcy of what it takes to be within this foundation, although you might just be dating me, women get mad at what I'm quote unquote taking away.
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
so I want to give you all the tricks the first night we have sex.
That ain't the same
It
thing.
is the
That ain't
same.
the same thing.
Because I mean, in essence, they have a relationship. So even if it's a woman in essence of dating the both of us, they need to have a relationship without me.
Right.
So the honeymoon phase might be a little bit intense, a little bit a lot, but you dating a woman with a wife.
Yeah.
So you also should understand this is the honeymoon phase, and that eventually, because one thing that she does do is a couple months, weeks in or so, okay, so now you're getting introduced to our lives. Like you'll come here, we'll figure out how you fit here, and not just y'all's relationship. Now it's our relationship.
Right.
It's our relationship as the three. It's all that needs to come into account.
Yeah. And women never appreciate your compersion. They view it as an entitlement and as a privilege. They feel like coming from what the idea of a mono relationship is, I'm supposed to get that anyway.
Yeah, and that's not how it works.
And the time works differently in a polyamorous mindset. Literally, time is manipulated completely different to poly folks as compared to mono folks. I cannot give you what I would offer you if I was mono. You know, and a lot of people they don't appreciate you for your compersion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see a woman thank your ass yet. Like, thank you for just allowing King to be with me for a whole week.
They always get comfortable. They always feel comfortable to be like, oh, well, you let me have sex with her.
That's why I'm like,
Is that what you think a relationship is? Yes. Especially when women get upset sometimes at me because they think that like I'm being standoffish or I don't want to be around. But I want to give y'all time. I'm also that woman. I'm also respectful. When it's my time to be around, then we'll all be around and we'll all hang out.
Yeah.
But y'all have a relationship that has nothing to do with me. The same, and I'm giving you that because I would also expect you to give me and her that same
Right.
respect.
Right.
You're not always going to be around when me and her are together. I'm not always going to be around when y'all are together. She's not going to always be around when you and I are together.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 relationships here, not 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree, baby.
Oh yeah, because it's happening. So wait, let's just jump ahead. I said your name wrong, but now I don't know what to say. Is it Shy? Is it she? Is it she? Now I don't know how to say it because I can't. All right, you know I'm talking to you, baby. But she said because their experience isn't as they expected it to be, therefore I have to revert to mono or limit my dealings. Nah. Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Somebody else is in as advanced as you or experienced as you or whatever, and that's just not working for you. Don't be in that relationship. Just like if you was with a woman and I don't know, she only made rice every day, like come on. I don't want that every day. I'm gonna leave you. I'm not gonna be like, maybe you cook pasta. I don't know how to cook pasta. Like, come on.
Well,
I'm just going to
unless
leave.
you dating a Hispanic woman, because we eating rice every day.
Alright, come on. Not rice and condules. Today's rice and condules. Tomorrow's rice and plantanos. It's different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Arroz con pollo.
Okay, come on. So, continue. Alex's facts. Brianna says, "Oh, what do you do if the vibe is off with your wife? Because you and your girlfriend is beefing. How do you separate those kind of emotions?"
Ooh, we spoke about that a little bit last live.
Yeah.
And you want to say what we was talking about last live?
No.
Okay. Alright, so last live we was talking about a lot in your, was that last live or was that on the page?
See, we talk about it in person. That's
no,
what
I'm talking about on the page. This happened on Poly Lesbians, period. Okay, we were talking about how you need to allot whoever, need that be your girlfriend or your wife, the time to digest the feelings of someone else maybe not treating you properly. Right, so it depends on. I know you said like if you're not getting along, or maybe if you're arguing. I don't know, but who's right or wrong, right? Because normally there's a right person, there's a wrong person normally. So I think you need to allot the other party in that position to have emotions, you know. But I think that person who has the emotions, that other party, needs to also be understanding that this ain't your battle. This ain't your battle. I know I'm coming to you angry, but you being angry too ain't the support I need right now. I need you to calm me down.
To me.
Yeah, you know. So yeah.
I feel like the vibe shouldn't be off with your wife. If you and your girlfriend leave, you and your girlfriend is beefing. Now, if your wife decides to not give you that time, respect to be angry, all right, now I'm beefing with you because now like you see I'm upset over here and you want to play. I want to play. I'm in a playful mood. However, you also have to, as yourself, you can't be mad at your girlfriend and then come over to your wife like, you need to give me a minute, I'm mad. You're mad. Like, you need to go like take a walk or something. Yeah. You're mad.
Cool off.
Like, our relationship is our relationship. You're mad with her, you need to give her that energy. I understand that we live together, but I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. But you gotta also expect that person to be human. Like, don't all of a sudden create a bipolar patient.
No.
Yeah. Like, if I get off the phone, you know, I'm sick of you, I'm tired of you, fall off the earth.
You know, make cookies together. Come on, let's go make some cookies.
That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? Understand that I'm gonna be coming down.
Yeah,
from
you
a high
gotta come
emotion.
down. Yep.
Yeah.
Can you ask a question? I want to know what she's referring to. She said, "How do you communicate that though? Just switching up though, isn't it?"
How do you communicate? I think she's talking about the honeymoon phase as opposed to the beginning. And I think to directly answer your question, you do just that. Communicate that. You let people know that, hey, this is not something I'm doing in the beginning to try to pull you in. I'm trying to hone in, because I feel like we always try to compare poly to poly, and when we compare it to monogamy, sometimes it don't match up, but sometimes it match up and it aligns perfectly well. Like in a monogamous relationship, we have our honeymoon phases. We used to spend hours on the phone. You know what I'm saying? We all did that in the beginning. You know, slept on the phone with each other, we texting crazy. Baby, I don't even call you no more. I barely text you unless it's relevant to something that's going on in life.
You talk to the rest of these with me.
What did I do? I offered you a honeymoon stage, and I didn't only offer you that. You offered me that. The beginnings are a honeymoon phase, and I think we should take that and hone in on that, right? Because it's easy to take that away from somebody just being poly.
Yeah.
Just being poly. You take all the way of the natural honeymoon phase because you
By
are
throwing them in.
Yeah, because you were with another
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
You're not. You can't give them that time. So in the a lot of time we have, I feel like I'm gonna go 110% hard. You know, so it's not a switch up of energy. It's definitely enjoying that honeymoon phase as if I would in a monogamous relationship. It just has to be in front of your face now. So I have to ask you to maybe allot me more time with this woman. You know what I'm saying? Do things that I can't throw her in and she be normal because we didn't start like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think it is.
That makes sense.
It's also up to that woman to be accepting of that. Because, Valadia, in essence, what Valadia said, she said, I expect you to keep that same energy. Don't introduce me to a vibe you can't maintain.
No, that goes back to what I
So
just
that would
said.
be problematic in a sense.
I mean, if you can't maintain it, but that's if you can't maintain it.
Yeah, and when we talk about a vibe, what do you mean a vibe? Because what I'm talking about is the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, the
Giving
honeymoon
you like
phase.
like example, maybe I came in with flowers every damn Tuesday. And 10 years from now, you can say how you remember in the beginning of our relationship, you
Right.
came with
And that'll
flowers every
rekindle
Tuesday.
something.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. The
Yeah.
honeymoon phase and that. The honeymoon phase is natural to any relationship. I think just talking about it seems like, oh, now don't keep that same energy. But no, we all went through that honeymoon phase.
Right.
And we're not the same
Yeah.
people we were when we first got together.
No, not at all. No.
Wait, I'm coming. Oh, it's Chi Chi, like the restaurant. Chi Chi's.
Skirt, skirt, beep,
Oh!
That's what I heard.
DJ says, she's talking to me. She says, I'm the same in that regard. I'm always ready for the conversation. I'm going to ask a couple questions before I slide that ass, though.
What?
Wait, now I got to think of what she's talking about. Wait, you just said again. Brianna missed the answer. To what question? Brianna asked a question. Not sure. We'll come back. DJ says, in the very beginning, there are many things I'll reserve, knowing and unknowing, but I'm upfront about a lot in the beginning. As you should be. If we can't have that conversation, if you can't see that I'm, like, this is who I am and this is who I want to be to you,
Right.
and that's just what it is, and you're trying to, like, oh, well, you were doing this and you was doing, I wasn't doing anything that I don't do today, do for my wife 5 years from now. Like, this is who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And like in the sense to that, this is why I said, going back to that first live that I did with you guys, I'm very transactional. And it's to prevent this from happening. If I'm giving you all of these things in the beginning, because we are going through the honeymoon phase, or the way I work and how my job is, I may have 2 weeks of free time. And then my next 2 weeks, I'm doing 5 16-hour shifts straight. So you're not going to talk to me as much.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to be transactional. You know, I want to limit it because there are realistic things that happen. And I may want to talk to you every day, all day, and fall asleep on the phone or wake up in the middle of the night and send a message. But I also don't want you to get used to that because now I got to commit to it.
But that's when poly comes into play. You say, oh, keep that same energy. And I'm telling you, hey, we have to now incorporate new times for partners that I've already had and maybe be gaining. And the problem or the lack of you understanding that shows me the lack of understanding in your poly.
Yeah, well, then that goes
Like,
on to that individual.
Yeah.
You're not capable of it.
Yeah.
DJ says, I would date mono mates as long as they supported and value me as I am. Yes. DJ says, yes, friends first. Miss Valady says, I'm referring to the time and attention you offer. I don't see that as honeymoon. It's character to me. I would be getting to know you as a person and feeling out how our situation would fit into our daily life. So show me the real. I don't like the switch up.
But what is the drastic switch up?
Yeah.
Am I going from spending 10 hours on the phone with you to speaking to you for 30 minutes today? Like, what is this drastic switch up? As opposed to me trying to cater to you because you're a new partner in my life. You know what I'm saying?
And is it because you use the words honeymoon phase?
Yeah.
That it's still the beginning. Like, I'm still, you learning my favorite color, my birthday, how I am, how I'm not, what kind of foods I eat, what I'm allergic to. That's still only going to happen in the beginning.
Yeah.
And which is the honeymoon phase.
We all go through the honeymoon phase, but none of us just say it. It's something that's absent-minded to us.
Yes.
You know what
But
I'm
in poly, this is what me and you discuss. You have to use discernment, I think, with certain women because they aren't capable of the transition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of women, what you give me now is what you better give me for the rest of our dealings. Meanwhile, you do have women who know the first 3 months is where you get the butterflies. Everything is new. It's fresh. That dopamine flowing. You want it. But then you jump back down to reality like, yo, I know for a fact this can't be our life every single day.
But so example, if you dating a person, like if you dating me, for example, in my dynamic, and say you dating me separate, right? Regardless of what we're doing in the beginning, it's not gonna be what we're doing when we officialize our relationship and when you move
It's impossible.
Right? So I cannot give you the time I would have exactly given you when we were just dating and talking on the phone, as opposed to when you live here now. So that drastic change, that switch up, that's what's not the honeymoon phase, is something that was coming because this is poly.
Yeah.
And coming into a home, now you have to readapt a whole different way. And you're like, oh, this was this way when we were just dating, but now I'm in someone else's space as well. And I have to conform differently because being friends.
And then there's another adaptation if you choose to get another partner.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But a lot of women just aren't capable or even open to transitioning.
Yeah.
But that's the naiveness of that woman, because at the end of the day,
then that's on her.
You know, our honeymoon lasted what, 4 years or so. Our honeymoon phase
probably lasted like 4.5 years.
Yeah, like I apologize, like that's just how it is. But at the same time, in essence of things that go on, holidays. Look, you can't sit here and tell me that me and you every day was gonna be it for the rest of our lives, as if we're not coming into this situation.
Yeah.
If we came into it, maybe on some communicative shit, just talking about it, okay, but we are poly. Like the whole definition means to love at least one more.
At least one more.
At least one. We don't gotta get into more. Just one more.
One more. Yeah.
And I need somebody adaptable to when life changes. You know what I'm saying? Understand that I'm going to adapt to that.
Yeah.
And you thinking I'm switching up because I'm incorporating this lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like problematic, especially when my only intent is to put my best effort forward. Like my intent by giving you this honeymoon phase is to hone in on you.
Right.
To learn you, so we can really get that part of each other that a lot of people
and
don't
find
get.
that comfortability.
You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me, nah, you gonna switch up on me, and my intent is to be nothing but, you know, like trying to be healthy in this relationship.
So how long do you keep that though? How long?
I think it depends. It depends on the person. I think, so example, like I said, I don't think it would be fair for the next person for me to be like 4.5 years. Like I said, that was our honeymoon phase. But we were alone that whole time, you know, so that was different. I think it depends on the person, and I think that honeymoon phase can be in the very beginnings of you getting to know each other as you're trying to solidify whether you want to be in a relationship or with this person. Yeah. You know.
She's sniffing for.
I know. She looked crazy. She looked crazy.
Kenya, this says communication creates understanding.
For some.
I'm gonna say, that's not true. Because if you're a bad communicator, I don't care how much a good communicator talks to you. Talk to a wall.
Yeah, you can be a great communicator with horrible understanding.
Oh, God.
You know, you get your point across well, but you don't understand shit nobody else say.
She says, I disagree to an extent. The honeymoon phase will subside. You can't see it on there. See it? See her name right there?
It's fine.
I disagree to an extent. The honeymoon phase will subside, but the act should remain. If you bring me flowers each Tuesday, plants for me. Do not change up. Granted, life happens, but I shouldn't remind you of the things you did to snag me. Modify at best. Again, I understand life happens, but some things can be maintained.
I definitely agree.
Won't be dating me.
You know what I'm saying? When I said that, I'm sorry. Everybody gonna sound like insensitive, but like, let's keep it a buck. If I started off doing Tuesday flowers every damn Tuesday, and say I kept that consistent for 5 years, and then I don't know, maybe we up and moved. Like, say we moved to Delaware from New York,
which was
and that maybe threw off the track, and now I don't do it anymore. And it's not I don't do it anymore because I don't want to do it anymore, you know. But I think the consistency of that has now come to an end. And maybe I can pick up a new habit. So I don't think that I necessarily agree, like, oh, keep doing the same thing you've been doing to get me. Like, example, I used to write poems to you like crazy. That used to be my thing. Poems every day. Always sending a poem. Always writing. Writing is my thing. Writing is my thing. And I'm not necessarily sure we can see how consistent that is in our relationship today. Now, is it absent? No. But is it as consistent as it was? I mean, because let's be honest. We put on our best representation of ourselves in the beginning of meeting anyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least you should.
You damn sure should.
At least you should.
If you like, I remember that girl that came to see us, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna come dressed as my worst because if I come as my worst, you guys will accept me at my best." And I said, "Girl," and she came over here looking like she was dressed like a book bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm like
a book bag.
Look, leave me alone. Sorry.
A book
You know what I'm
bag.
saying? Like, and I was just like, wow, like I can't. That's not what I could do.
I don't give a hell.
You know what I'm saying? I'm put my best person on.
Yeah.
Every time. Each and every time. My down best, my up best. Oh, don't let me get ball gown best. Like, come on.
Right.
Like, I can do all that, but
Yeah.
first time, top notch. And no one has been able to accept that yet.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, we've been let down. Different conversation on.
Can't wait for this. She says, I agree, discernment is important. It's true. Valedia says, not drastic. Just slide me in. Wait, I don't even know. I've experienced daily talks and wasn't aware that it was a phase. So when the switch up happened, I felt pushed aside. See, it's not a phase in essence of the statement. It's a phase in essence of maybe like a time frame.
Yeah, and I also think that make sure the person that you're dealing with isn't manipulating a phase in their personality. If someone is altering who they naturally are to impress you, you should question the person that you're dealing with. If there's this drastic change, right, as to who they are, you should definitely question the person to who you're dealing with. You know?
All right. And not because you're not getting flowers anymore. But
Yeah,
like,
we're talking
someone's a whole dick now.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
like,
Right, like
they was trying to get you. Now they got you.
And now
all
you
that.
get
yeah, like if I started writing you poems every week and now I do it once a month and now I do it every couple of months, I think that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay. That ain't you done switched up on me.
right.
A whole new person. Come on. The lady says, I found others to entertain myself, so it's cool, but it wasn't communicated. I know better now. Also, the beauty of poly, as much as it's, I guess, a con in the essence, like, oh, you're not treating me fine?
I could just go find somebody
It's
else.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got 3 other partners anyway for this reason.
Yeah. My sister, Mono, she gonna ask me, why you arguing and you don't argue in your other relationship?
Well,
I did not know how to respond to that. I said, well, that's this relationship. I argue with this woman. I don't argue with that woman. Then why you deal with her? And I didn't have an explanation.
So you wait. Like,
I didn't have an explanation.
like, let me look into that.
Right.
She's like, you don't even argue.
Yes. Argue. I don't know what her mean face look like. It's like. Kenyetta says, adapting is important and doable when you are honest with the person as well as yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think adaptability is like top tier.
Mm-hmm.
I think knowing,
living.
to life, period. You know, and people, everyone you meet, you gotta adapt to them. You meet a coworker,
In one
you
way or
professionalize
another.
yourself
Yep.
up real quick. I'm adapt to you. You meet somebody on the street,
Like they
I'm
call
chill.
it code switching.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to switch.
Yeah.
Black, white, color,
Yeah.
anything. Definitely. Goldie, why are you hell knowing? Just hell
That was a minute
no. Like, but why are you saying? DJ said it's freaking priceless.
What?
I don't know.
That word is freaking. You said freaking.
Freaking.
It's freaking.
Did I say
priceless.
freaking? It's freaking.
You said freaking.
Freaking.
That's what I read. Kenyetta says this was a book bag though. I'm not.
Said
Don't
she
you
on this page. I ain't finna say nothing.
stop. Janae says, hey. Isn't Miss Hart coming to DC?
Well, who's coming?
I know y'all names, man.
Who's coming to DC?
Mo Mitchell says, oh my gosh, I've had that same issue. People don't believe me and my nesting partner don't argue. Like, legit just don't. Our communication is so alike. We don't feel the need to raise voices or argue. We talk. My other partner, though, we be yelling.
I relate to you. I definitely relate to you. People don't believe us when we talk about our communicational levels. You know what I'm saying? When I say, I'll be like, I can count on on one hand how many times I've ever really even been mad at Tracia. We don't raise our voice. We don't yell, like ever. No one has
definitely
even
not
ever
raise
seen
voice.
us like having an attitude with each other. No one on this planet can document that, you know. And as opposed to, you know, dealing with another woman, yelling, angry, you know, and also displaying that in front of a partner that you don't do that with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's something. You know what I'm
else.
saying? Like letting her see you come into that character, that mode that she's never seen you be with. Like I've never been with her this way, so why are you being like this with other women? And that's automatically gonna make your whatever partner feel like the other partner is no good. Mm-hmm. It's gonna put some type of resentment towards that person. Like, oh, you make her that angry.
Then
and wow, she's never been that way.
Yeah.
You know, and not even never been that way with me, but she's just never been that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. She says, "LOL, I feel you, but we can still modify at best. Life does happen, but it's easy to forget what's important to our partners." I agree. Adapting is important, whether friendships, relationships, etc.
Yeah.
Mo Mitchell says, and my other partner tried to say, well, you don't yell at your other girlfriend. Wait, that's not your business for real.
Yeah. And that's true. That's true, you know, very true. And one thing don't relate to another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just like when someone else had commented, like, are you angry at your girlfriend? Like, how do you handle it with your wife? You're not angry at your wife. Why would you give her that? Now, granted, being angry is a physical emotion, so it's like you can't go from this to just being like, you make cookies.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's an adjustment, and it's poly. It's something we have to handle. She says there's never a need to yell. Who, child?
Ooh, I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to yell, like, in my essence of like being with dummy, guess what?
I can't do it no more.
Guess who's not being in a relationship? I will stay single forever if it means getting to a relationship with someone else and having to do that.
Yeah.
The first argument, you out.
You know what I realized? People say I'm yelling when I get passionate.
It's the New York in us.
Yeah.
When I get passionate,
I've been loud on this live.
Like,
Like,
and I never ever understand it. I'd be like, so you want me to be like, yeah, you know, I understand you cheated. I'm like, damn, bitch, you done cheated? You yelling? No, I ain't yelling.
I'm just like showing emotion, like
You know what I'm saying? Like,
top 5 phrase. I'm showing emotion.
right.
What do you mean?
I'm conveying what I'm feeling through verbal speech.
yeah.
You don't know what that you wanted from me.
Or you rather just have me punch you?
For real,
Like-
because me yelling
'Cause
was
I'm
a safer
quick.
option. You know,
I'm quick. What? So you're asking me to pop you. That's what you're asking me to do. Alright.
Yeah, because if I gotta yell at you, I don't.
I might as well take your face off your shoulders. You done fucked
Oh
up.
wait, did
Why are you
somebody
talking
say
to
that
me like
earlier?
something like that. And then I feel like, you know, once I like say it like arguing with a woman, once we've reached a certain point in a certain level, in my mind there's no like coming back from it. I've already started to view you and associate you with this angry feeling.
Yeah.
And even when I disassociate you with that angry feeling, I also feel like it's easy and has become a normalcy to slip back that way. So example, if Trey should say to me, damn, like you ain't give me no orange juice, I'll be like, oh shit, I'm sorry, babe. But if somebody else be like, oh damn, you ain't give me no orange juice. Damn, you could just said, do you, like,
Right, just say,
can
can you give me some orange
You
juice?
always do this shit. You know what I'm saying? All the time, because that
Once that
prehistory
seal was broke.
yeah, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't respond to Trisha like that. Well, Trisha pissed me off, and I was already angry with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so, and this is what I'm talking about. Coming into a healthy foundation can be problematic for people.
So if you argue with the other one, oh, you don't do that over there.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say to
saying?
that though?
Yeah,
Right.
People compare all the time in poly, and that's so hurtful. Especially when you put your time and effort to someone, and the first thing that comes out their lips is, "Oh, her." But
I can't be your wife.
I'm not her, but she. And it's like damn, like I did everything to make you feel opposite.
Right, and this is what you choose to say.
Yeah, because of your insecurities that you are placing on me. Yeah. What's going on? We're about to wrap this up soon.
The lady just responded to she
Never
or
argue.
that shit is dead.
Yeah.
Really, very unattractive. It's unattractive.
Yeah, you're right. It even makes sexual intimacy hard.
It does.
Like, you know what I'm saying? After you done reached a certain point of anger with someone, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like, sexual intimacy becomes a little, like, off to me. like something's missing. Like, no, this bitch finna piss me off. Or, nah, this bitch done pissed me off
I don't
already.
deal with it,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think we about to wrap this up, guys. I think it's been a great live. Sorry.
Inboxes are open. DC is happening.
Yeah.
Did you catch Atlanta?
Femme for femme?
Femme for Femme matchmaking game is going to be closed in 1 hour and 32 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you're a femme connect to a stud, femme connect to a femme. Yeah.
If
Those
you
are
are
our
a femme.
criteria. Those are our criteria right now.
Inbox me or Tracia. Yeah, well, inbox us with your name, age, location, and a fun fact about you, and your phone number.
Wait, and your current dynamic and what you're seeking.
Yes.
DC is June 10th to the 12th. Itinerary and updates and details will be up April 1st, if not before.
Yeah. Oh, and we was planning on the itinerary today, guys. We got so many plans.
So excited.
So
for
many
something
big
like
things, you know what I'm saying? We already planning the next event, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, come out to DC, have some fun with us. Poly Lesbians is taking over DC. What's the dates?
10 to 12.
Yeah, 10 to 12. You know, I forgot that.
That fast.
The date's June 10th to 12th. You know, come holla and kick it with us. We got a lot of fun things planned for everybody. And like Trey said, the itinerary will be up soon. Hit her for the matchmaking game. What else? And we good, right?
Yeah, that's the point now.
So, yes, I want to appreciate, send my appreciation towards your way
Oh,
for hopping
thank
on
you.
this shit again with us, you know.
Yes.
You know, you
Yeah,
always a
now.
pleasure.
Driving 23 hours to get here in a
Once you-
snowstorm.
I'm going to let her live her truth.
Yes. We'll remember it this way.
I ain't going to hurt my
Remember
baby
this
pride.
Just to get on the live.
Yeah. And folks, if you are going to DC, please do me a favor. I need a good head count. Just
Lala, Chi, Didi.
okay. Go to the event and please just hit yes that you are going. So I have a head count of everyone I need. I'm doing things to where like certain people like need a certain amount of things. So I need to be able to give everybody one. And if I don't have a head count or a rough number, it would be hard to do so. So please let me know if you going. Inbox me and holla at that event tab up there. All right.
Good night, lady.
Good night. I appreciate y'all. Catch us next
Anybody
week.
going to sleep?
Yeah.